Week 2 of the NFL season is finally here. We got a great slate of games. We got a lot to go over. Let's get straight to it. We're going to start things off with Thursday Night Football, a great game, one of the better games of the week. The Washington Redskins taking on the Green Bay Packers. Two playoff teams, two teams that are extremely talented on both sides of the ball. This one's an interesting one because I have a feeling that this game could either be a complete shootout, back and forth, or it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game. Let's keep it a buck, guys. If you don't know by now, I've made my opinion pretty clear about both of these teams. Obviously, if you guys watched last year, you guys know I'm a JD Glazer. I love Jaden Daniels. I think he's a superstar. Nevertheless, I don't think Washington will play as good this year as they did last year. That's just the reality. That's the reality. Packers. If you don't know, now you know. I think the Green Bay Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. And I've already bet them to win the Super Bowl. They have an amazing defense. Now their defense with Parsons is like, whew. Their offense looks good. This team is dangerous. Dangerous as hell. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think this game is an absolute blowout. Blowout. I hope it's good. I hope it's entertaining. I truly do. I want to see a good Thursday night game. And I don't want Al Michaels to die on live TV on the first week, or I guess his first week of the season. But yeah, I don't see how the Packers don't win this. And I sure as hell don't see how the Packers don't cover. There's no way. There's no way. Washington is good, but they didn't look all that good last week versus the Giants. Packers beat the shit out of the Lions. I mean, they embarrassed the Lions. Lions did nothing that whole game besides one touchdown drive in garbage time. That means I'm going with the Green Bay Packers to win and the Green Bay Packers to cover the spread. That's an official play. We got a Thursday night official play. I'm taking the Green Bay Packers -3 as my official play. I'm confident as hell in this pick. I love the Packers. They are a Super Bowl team, and I just don't think Washington is on the same level as Green Bay. Give me the Packers -3 all day. I'm pretty confident in this pick. This is one of my more confident picks of the week. Nevertheless, all official plays are worth the same, so it doesn't matter how confident I am. If it's an official play, it's an official play. Give me the Packers -3 official play to start things off with Thursday Night Football. Now we go to the Sunday slate. We got the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ugh, what a horrible game this is. I want to take the Cleveland Browns to cover here. I really do, but I just don't see it. I really don't. Maybe Sleepy Joe Flacco can keep it close, and Sleepy Joe Flacco kind of a revenge game, I guess you can say, in a way, because, you know, former Ravens quarterback, former Ravens elite quarterback, as some may say. But look, Ravens are coming off such a bad loss, a game in which they should have won, and they lost by just stupidity, we'll call it. I don't think the Browns are good enough to hang in with the Ravens. And the Browns almost beat the Bengals last week. They should have beat the Bengals last week. Nevertheless, even with the strong Browns defense, I don't think they have enough talent or firepower to stay in line with Baltimore. I'm going to be taking Baltimore to win, Baltimore to cover, not touching this game with a 10-foot pole. I can easily see the Browns covering this one and, you know, outperforming expectations. But again, Ravens revenge game. They actually, I think, lost the Browns last year, if I'm not wrong. But whatever, last year doesn't matter. Week 1 does. They want to get back on track, win a game, and show everybody they're legit, and that loss to the Bills didn't cause a collapse. I'm going to take the Ravens to win, Ravens to cover. No official play for me on this one. Next game, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Duval had a good win versus Carolina. They beat the shit out of them. They slapped them up real nice. And the Bengals barely squeezed by the Browns. I don't know what it is with this Bengals team, whether it's coaching or player personnel. I don't know what, but they suck in the beginning of the season. And Jaguars looked pretty good last week, but the key to this game for me is the trenches. And this game will be won in the trenches, and my pick here will reflect who I think will win in the trenches. The Cincinnati Bengals O-line looked awful I mean, they looked awful. And the Jaguars' D-line was pretty good. They have a pretty solid O-line. 2 edge rushers who are, I would say, not all pro, top dogs, but 2 of them are very good. And Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. Simply put, mixed with the fact that the Jaguars have a good D-line, Bengals have a bad O-line, really bad O-line, and the Bengals just seem to struggle all the time in the beginning of the year, I'm taking the Jaguars. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval County, stand the fuck up. Plus 3.5 spread and the money line. That's how confident I am. I think the Jaguars win this game straight up. But my official play will not be the money line. It will be the Jaguars to cover the spread. Plus 3.5. You're giving me 3 points and a hooker? I'm taking that all day. All day. Are you kidding me? Jaguars could lose by a field goal and I still cash my bet. Jaguars plus 3.5. Taking that as an official play. But I'm also going to announce that the Jaguars to win is I'm not betting it, but that's my pick. I think the Jaguars can easily win this game. The Bengals suck in the beginning of the season. Not to mention their O-line is dog shit. Jaguars plus 3.5. That's my official play for this game. Lock it in. Next game, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear it. I hope my microphone is blocking out the noise. There's some bullshit happening outside. I hope you don't hear it, but if you do, I'm sorry. I'm hopefully talking over it. But I think my microphone should be good enough to block out that bullshit-ass noise. I don't know why they're doing it right now. It's fucking middle of the day. Whatever. Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. Oh, this game is so weird. This game is so weird. Based on last week's performance, you almost feel that the Cowboys should be bigger favorites than 4.5 points. Not to mention, the Cowboys have pretty much owned the New York Giants in Dallas for a long time now. For quite a few games they've played here in Dallas, which they play one every year, Cowboys have been beating the dog shit out of the Giants. And yet 4.5 seems so fucking low. Giants looked bad last week. Cowboys looked very competitive. Cowboys obviously lost. Both teams are 0-1. But the Cowboys looked very competitive. I feel like this is a trap game. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really feel that this is a trap game. Cowboys have no business being 4.5 point favorites. I would price this line 6.5 to 7. That's where obviously I'm not, a bookie and shit. I don't make lines, but I don't know. I just feel like the Cowboys should be favored by more than 4.5 points. At least 6.5, maybe 6. I'd even put it at 7. 7, I can see why it's a stretch because that's a whole ass touchdown. But 6.5. Ugh. For that reason, I gotta pull the trigger. I'm taking the New York Giants, baby. New York Giants are going to cover this spread, and I'm taking it as an official play. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Giants to cover the spread, 4.5 points. Now, I don't know who wins this game. For my pick here, not that it matters, I'll say the Cowboys win it. But I think the Giants are going to be very, very competitive in this one. They're going to keep it very, very close. And because of that, that's going to help them cover the spread. I could see Cowboys winning by a field goal, late game field goal, to win by 3. Nevertheless, this is a trap game. It smells cheesy, fishy as fuck. And I don't like it. I probably should stay away from this one, but something is just telling me the Giants cover the spread here. Give me New York Giants plus 4.5. That's an official play. Next game. Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions. This line opened at minus 4.5, as you can see up there. And I genuinely was going to take the Lions at 4.5. At 6.5, that changes a little bit. It's a lot of points, and Lions are going through a lot of transitions after what happened this offseason, losing both their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, and then obviously their O-line is significantly different and significantly worse. So it's difficult for me to sit here and say Lions cover easy. Because look, Bears have a good defense. Ben Johnson, revenge game kind of, because Ben Johnson, the former offensive coordinator of the Lions, now the head coach of the Bears. And the Bears tend to play the Lions relatively well. If you remember last Thanksgiving, the Lions barely squeaked by the Bears. And even then, like, the Bears should have won that game with a little bit better clock management. So it's difficult for me to take 6.5 points here. It's a lot. And obviously, I'm not betting the Bears. Let's get that out of the way. They fucking fucked me last week. The Bears fucked me so hard last week. Caleb Williams sucks balls. He sucks balls. Literally. I mean, not just he's horrible on the football field. But it's funny because he actually doesn't make a lot of mistakes turnover-wise. He just makes shit throws. He can't throw the ball. He doesn't turn over the ball, but he can't throw it either. Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions to win, Lions to cover. Lions money line as a parlay piece. Maybe you parlay that with like a Canelo Alvarez money line for my people who care about boxing. There's a huge fight on Saturday, Canelo versus Crawford. Obviously, I'm going to watch that. Obviously, I'm going to bet on it. So maybe I'll throw a parlay. Just letting you know. I'm not saying it's an official play. It's not an official play. But I'm just letting you know. I can maybe throw like a Canelo Alvarez money line parlayed with a Detroit Lions money line. That'll probably make it plus money, maybe like plus 110, somewhere there. I don't know what the odds are for either the fight or this game will be, because obviously it's going to move up or down. But it'll be a good game. I got the Lions to cover. I got the Lions to win. Bears suck balls. No official play for me on this one. Next game. New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins. Absolutely stinky ass game. Both teams looked awful last week. Patriots started out relatively well, but kind of fell apart to an experienced Raiders team. And the Dolphins just got their ass handed to them by the Indianapolis Colts. The Dolphins, you can argue, are the worst team in the league. Tua turned the ball over. Tua, tugboat Viagra. Tua, how the fuck did he pass concussion protocol? Looked awful. He's atrocious. There was a time, there was comparisons between Tua and Justin Herbert, and people were saying Tua is better than Herbert. And look how that aged. Nevertheless, this game itself is so fucking difficult to pick because both teams are kind of bad, and it's a stinky-ass game. On paper, you would say that the Patriots are better. I like the Patriots D more than the Dolphins D. And Dolphins offense on paper is better, but then again, it looked horrible last week. It's one of these games where I actually feel like the line is wrong. I feel like the Patriots should be the favorites here, and the Dolphins should be the underdog. With that being said, I'm going to take the Dolphins to win, cover. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, win and cover. To win the game, simply for the fact that I feel like the wrong team is favored here. Actually, similar to the game in the Dolphins-Colts, where it felt like the wrong team was favored. I'm not taking this as an official play. I'm going to take the Dolphins to win. That's my best option here, but realistically, I'm going to stay far away from this game. I have not enough insights on any of these teams. You know, Patriots have a lot of work to do. I think Patriots will get better as the season goes on, but Dolphins, you know, I have no idea how they're going to come out and play. They might look like dog shit again. They might look a lot better. Give me the Dolphins to win in a stinky one. No official play here. Next game. Now we got probably the stinkiest game of the week. The San Francisco 49ers versus the New Orleans Saints. For those that don't know, big injuries for the Niners. Kittle on IR, so that's 4 weeks minimum. Purdy, I think he hurt his shoulder and has turf toe. He's out. I read, again, I know there's a couple 49ers fans that watch my vids. If you know more than me, because maybe you have better, sources since you are fans. I've heard from the general public, Purdy's 2 to 5 weeks. Don't know. Turf toe is a weird injury, and obviously shoulder, that's a big one. But it depends which shoulder. I don't know if it's the throwing one or not. I'm assuming it is, but nevertheless, Purdy's out. Mac Jones is starting for the Niners. Mac Jones isn't horrible, and I think actually in this Shanahan system, Mac Jones would look really good. The spread moved down significantly. It was 7. Now it's all the way down to 3. Niners are still the favorites. I actually expect this spread to continue to move down, and this game is going to be much closer to a pick'em come kickoff. Nevertheless, I'm not betting this shit. No way. No way. This is too much of a shit show on both ends. I don't know what the Saints are going to look like. Niners have so many injuries. Their receiving core is not great. And if they think they're just going to rely on McCaffrey, that's bad news because McCaffrey's going to get injured too. I'm going to take the Saints here. Saints to win. Saints to cover. No other reason than Niners are injured everywhere. And I don't want to bet on a team that's completely injured. However, I would not be surprised if we get a Mac Jones masterclass and the Niners go out there and win this game. But let's be honest here. The only people that care about this game are Niners fans and Saints fans. Other than that, there's no reason to actually watch this shit. It's horrible. But yeah, I'll take the Saints to cover, Saints to win. No official play for me on this one. You know, this is a stinky, stinky one. Next game, the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets. The Buffalo Bills are a bunch of terrorists. Terrorists! Literally and figuratively. You know what's funny? Today is actually the anniversary of 9/11. Should I have made a terrorist joke there? Maybe not, but whatever. Don't be offended. I'm sorry. The Bills are all hyped this week. Everybody and their mother is going to sit there and say, "Oh my God, the Buffalo Bills had a crazy comeback. Look how good they look. They're so good. They're so good." The Buffalo Bills did have a crazy comeback. Josh Allen is the Buffalo Bills. He carries them on his back week in and week out. I think Bills are going to overlook this Jets team. They are. The Jets are nice. The Jets are nice. I might be biased saying that. And I know, obviously I am biased. But let's not pretend like they didn't ball out. This is a division game. A division game. The Jets at home versus a division rival. 6.5 points is too many goddamn points. It's too much. I will not allow it. I will not allow it. Jets will do their part to cover and win the game. I'm telling you, the Bills are overlooked. Everyone's going to be taking them for Survivor. They're going to sit there and think, oh, it's the Jets. It's the Jets. The Jets suck. The Jets don't suck. The Jets do not suck. I'm back on the Jets hype train after last week's performance. The Jets are going to cover the spread and win the game. I am taking the Jets spread as an official play. I don't bet it because I don't put my hard-earned money on the Jets because it hurts me too much if they lose. And you know, I'm emotionally invested in this team and financially. I don't like that. I'd rather be just emotionally invested, no finances involved. But in the case of the video, I'm taking the Jets as an official play, plus 6.5. I think they're going to win this game. I think the Jets are going to win this game. And I might look like a fucking idiot. But more importantly, the Bills will look like the fucking idiots when they lose to my Jets. Give me the Jets plus 6.5. Give me the Jets money line. I'm betting the Jets plus 6.5. Figuratively, not literally. Maybe I'll throw a little something on the money line just for a little shits and gigs. But you know how it is. Do I have anything else to add to this game? Jets are goated. Jets plus 6.5. Yeah, it's my official play for this one. I hope I don't look like an idiot in my recap video. Next game. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are the Steelers overrated? I think so. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to have this type of performance every week. I'm going to be honest. Aaron Rodgers is trash. And look, here's the reality of the situation. Last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers were favored by the Jets by 3 points on the road. They are now favored by 3 points at home versus a Seattle team that did not look all that good last week. And more importantly, a 1 o'clock game where Seattle has to travel cross-country essentially, right? It's pretty far from Seattle to Pittsburgh, and play in a 1 o'clock game. This is a trap. They want you to get hard about this Steelers spread. They're like, oh, look how good the Steelers were last week. Take the Steelers. Take the Steelers. It's an easy win. Easy win. I don't think so. No. I don't think so. Give me the Seattle Seahawks to cover the spread and win the game. That's an official play. Just like last week, I'm taking Seattle. Give me the Seahawks +3. The Seattle Seahawks will not only cover this, I'm taking the +3 for safety reasons. Because if another Chris Boswell 60-yard field goal to win the game happens, at least I'll either cover or, I'll push. I'll take a push. The Seattle Seahawks are a good team. I'm telling you. They are a dark horse to win the NFC West. Now with the Niners all banged up, Seattle can do it. I'm telling you. Darnold is nice. This team is nice. Jackson Smith and Jigba is good. I don't think Steelers are all that. Aaron Rodgers sucks balls. Give me the Seahawks +3. Official play. Confirmed. I'm locking it in. I love it. Next game. Now we got the Los Angeles Rams versus the Tennessee Titans. This is a weird game too. Super weird. Again, the travel situation comes into play. Rams traveling to Tennessee. You feel like the spread should be a little bit higher, but then again, it kind of makes sense because Rams underperformed last week, didn't look all that great, even though they won. And Titans looked pretty good for, going up against a Denver team that has a very strong defense. And they still did win the game by 8 points, but still, the Denver did not, Tennessee, obviously. This is a trap. Trap of all traps. I am taking the Tennessee Titans to cover the spread and to win the game. I'm taking some big underdogs this week. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I'm taking some big underdogs to win this game, win a few big games here. But I feel like it's going to be that type of week this week. Hopefully I'm right. Tennessee Titans are going to cover this spread. Tennessee Titans are going to win this game. I'm taking the Titans as an official play spread, not the money line. I probably should take them on the money line as well, but I'm not that confident. 5.5 points is more than enough points. I'm going to take the Titans all day, +5.5. I'm really, really confident in that pick. I think the Titans come out there and shock the Rams. They're super underrated. If the receivers can catch maybe a few more balls, Cam Ward is going to be a lot more confident in the second game. I love the Titans here. Give me the Tennessee Titans +5.5. That's my official play. And I'm also taking the Titans to win here as my pick. Next game. Carolina Panthers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Panthers suck balls. I really thought they'd be a lot better, but Bryce Young is too young, and he sucks. I'm done with this Panthers hype train. I would take the Panthers here, but I don't want anything to do with them. I'm not big on the Cardinals, but I think the Cardinals are a lot better than, the Panthers. I'm taking the Cardinals to cover here. I'm taking the Cardinals straight up. Actually, what's funny with this game, it's not like an official play I'm not going to give, but Cardinals money line as my Survivor pick. I'm still alive in Survivor, obviously. I had, who did I have in Survivor last week? Denver. I had Denver for Survivor, so I'm alive. I'm going to take the Cardinals here as my Survivor pick. I think they win this game pretty comfortably. I don't think Panthers are on the Cardinals level. I don't think the Panthers D will be able to stop Kyler. And most importantly, I don't think the Panthers offense will be able to move on, the Cardinals D. Because I think the Cardinals D is probably better than the Jaguars D. I mean, obviously it's debatable. And it's too early in the season. But nevertheless, I don't think this game is the game where there's going to be upsets. You guys know where I think there's going to be upsets. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Cardinals to cover. Cardinals to win. Cardinals are going to be my Survivor pick. No official play for me on this one. Stinky ass game. I hope Panthers can turn it around. I mean, not this week, but in general, because I kind of want to bet on the Panthers. Next game. Denver Broncos versus the Indianapolis Colts. This is such a difficult game. So what's going to happen? Is the clock going to strike midnight and the carriage turns back into a pumpkin for this Colts team and Cinderella, a.k.a. Daniel Jones, turns back into a bum? Maybe. But based on what I saw from the Broncos last week, should I expect that? They didn't look all that good versus a rookie quarterback making his debut. The defense was decent, but the offense looked bad. Bo Nix looked bad last week, like really bad. It's growing pains, yes, but it's a sophomore year. He should, or sophomore season, not sophomore year. He's not in college. But I'm going to, I don't know who to pick here, guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm waffling here. Because on one hand, sometimes I want to pick the Broncos. On the other hand, I want to pick the Colts. I don't think the Colts are legit yet. But then again, I'm worried about the Broncos. So it's one of those things where, who do I take? You know what? I feel like the Colts are going to be like the Saints of last year. They're going to start off very hot and finish cold. I'm going to take the Colts money line. Give me the Colts to win this. Colts to cover, obviously. No official play, obviously. That's not self-explanatory if I barely know who to pick. My official plays are usually confident picks. Not confident in this one at all. I'll take the Colts to win here. It's going to be low scoring. I think the Broncos D is legit, but I think Bo Nix is going to hold them back in this game. While Daniel Jones moves the ball well. Big game maybe for Jonathan Taylor. I can see, it's not a game that you can sit here and say confidently who's going to win. I'll take the Colts to win here. I got to see a good performance from Bo Nix until I start betting the Broncos. Next game, rematch of Super Bowl 59 and 57, actually. Eagles versus the Chiefs. Already, it feels like it's too early for a Super Bowl rematch. Do we have Super Bowl rematches this early usually? I don't think so. Like last year, it was like what? Like mid-season maybe? Maybe like week 6, 7, somewhere there. That was not a joke, by the way, the numbers I just said. That wasn't on purpose. I just kind of, assuming that's in that ballpark. Whatever, nevertheless. This is a weird game, too. So, obviously, it makes sense why the Eagles are the favorites. But they are very, very small favorites. Like, very small favorites. Over a Chiefs team that did not look good, all that good in week 1. They look decent. But there's a lot of injuries on this team. Xavier Worthy, I don't think is playing. Rashee Rice, I don't think is playing. A lot of concern with the Chiefs in general, just like slowing down. Travis Kelce's more focused on getting married to Taylor. He's not a football player anymore. He's a celebrity. And the Eagles are very good, even though the Eagles did not look all that great last week. Nevertheless, I'm taking the Chiefs here purely for the fact that I think this line is a little bit off, and I don't like how off it is. But I'm not betting this game. No way. No way. I'll probably just sit back and watch it, enjoy a nice little Super Bowl rematch. I think the Eagles are good enough to beat the Chiefs. Obviously, they did in the Super Bowl, but maybe they think that the Chiefs are dead. I see people telling me that Eagles are going to beat them in this game worse than they did in the Super Bowl. No way. No way. It's going to be a close one. If I am betting this game, I'm going to live bet it for sure. Maybe catch the Chiefs down a tud. Maybe the Eagles down a tud, something like that. But for this purpose of the video, I'm going to take the Chiefs money line. Chiefs cover. Tricky game here. Very tricky game. But this is one of those games I'm going to sit back and enjoy, not bet it at all, unless I get a good line on one of these teams live. But I'll play Chiefs money line for the video. All right, Sunday Night Football. Good little game here. Cute little game here. Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings looked like dog shit last week until the fourth quarter. J.J. McCarthy woke up and remembered how to play football. And the Falcons played pretty well against the, who they played? Buccaneers. Fell short. Young Ho fucked them. Usually you want to fuck the Young Ho, but this time the Young Ho fucked the Falcons. Weird game here. Weird spread. I feel like this is a stinky line. Why are the Vikings favored by 3.5? If the Vikings were favored by 1, 2, 2.5, I wouldn't say anything. 3.5 is a key number. And it's almost like they want you to take the Falcons here. I can see this line moving down by the time the game starts and the Vikings be a 3-point favorite. That would make a little bit more sense. Nevertheless, I'm not betting this game. And if I was, I would take the Vikings to cover and win. J.J. McCarthy showed me a lot. And for that reason, I got to go with the line here. Vegas is saying they're backing Vikings. Vegas is backing the Vikings, so I have to back the Vikings. I originally was going to take it as an official play. After pondering on it for a little bit, I decided not to. Too nervous to take the Vikings here. But I'll still take them for the video here. Vikings to win, Vikings to cover. Maybe if I'm a degen, I'll bet on the Vikings if I'm down bad, which I could be down bad after the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. Give me the Vikings to cover, Vikings to win. Weird game here. Very weird game. Speaking of weird games, the first Monday Night Football game, let's give the NFL a round of applause. They finally grew a brain and realized that the games on Mondays, when they do the doubleheader, should not overlap. And now it's perfect because one starts at 7, the other one starts at 10. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Because you can watch both games, even though that Raiders game is probably going to end super late. But whatever, right? It's football. Who cares? You're going to go to sleep? I'm not. All right. Buccaneers vs. Texans. This line is awful. These Monday night games. Okay, let me explain to you something. Here's how it's going to go. It's going to be split. So either the Texans win and cover and the Chargers win and cover, or the Buccaneers win and cover and the Raiders win and cover. There's two lines here for both games that are extremely, extremely suspicious. Let's focus in on the Buccaneers versus Texans. Buccaneers have an amazing offense. Amazing offense. They came out there, they beat the Falcons pretty confidently, right? Obviously, it was back and forth. Falcons had a lead, but the Buccaneers pulled through. The Texans lost not badly, but in disgusting fashion to the Rams. I mean, they didn't even score a touchdown. They looked awful. CJ Stroud did not look good. I get that the Texans are at home. What business do the Texans have being 2.5-point favorites? 2.5-point favorites? Are you kidding me? So now I'm gambling in and of itself because I don't want to go 1-1, and I definitely don't want to go 0-2 here. So I'm not gonna bet this Texans game, even though I would bet the Texans, because I like to bet on the team that Vegas is backing because it's a trap game. So for that reason, I'm taking the Texans to cover, the Texans to win as my pick for the video. But I will not be betting it. You will see in the next game, I am taking something. And that will go over in the next game. But I think the Buccaneers are better. I think the Buccaneers are better than the Texans every which way. Yet, the Texans are favorite. Maybe it's their defense. I don't know. But clearly Vegas likes Texans here. Give me the Texans to win, Texans to cover. Next game. All right, the final game, the last Monday night game, and I'll explain my logic with this one. It's the Chargers versus the Raiders. So as I said before, it's a trap game, completely trap, just like the other Monday night game. They're both trap games. I'm gambling by taking my pick here. It's the Raiders! The Raiders are going to cover. The Raiders are going to win this game. Now, I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders +4 as an official play. I'm taking it as an official play. However, I'm not going to backtrack, but I'm letting you know, if you tail me, it's your own discretion if you do. It's your own discretion if you do. If you tail me, word of advice, if the Texans win and cover the spread in the first game, do not take the Raiders. You're actually better off taking the Chargers. Obviously for this video, I'm not going to do these stipulations and shit. Oh, this one wins, this one, that's bullshit. I can do that for every game. I'm a man, and I'm a man who takes the Vegas Raiders. I think they're begging you to take the Chargers here. Chargers showed out last week. They looked amazing in Sao Paulo. Herbert looked great. The run game looked good. Vegas had a good win, but not nearly as good as the Chargers. The Chargers are clearly the better team, but this is a trap. Trap of all traps. Give me the Vegas Raiders to win. Give me the Vegas Raiders to cover. Raiders are an official play. +4 Raiders. I'm taking that officially. I love it. Hopefully, I love it even more after the Buccaneers win in the first Monday night game. But I don't care. I'll still ride with the Raiders. I'm riding with the Raiders heavy this year. I'm telling y'all, they're a sleepy underdog. They're going to be so underrated this year. I'm telling you. Those are my predictions for week 2 of the NFL season. Let me know your thoughts on my picks down below. Let me know who you guys got. And stay tuned for my college football predictions coming soon.